I don't really understand why this stuff that you're talking about with this dude and the car stuff, why would that get handcuffs put on me?
Well,
why would those handcuffs go on me? What did I do that was illegal in any of that stuff? What did I even have to do with it? I wasn't even there for any of it. None of it. Okay. Not anything that you've talked about so far. I was a long way away from it. Okay. So why would I get handcuffs put around my fucking wrist for it?
Well, where were you when that happened? Then?
Well, man, I know where you're talking about. I wasn't there involved in anything that happened if there was a story made up about this theft thing or whatever. Mm-hmm. If that's the story that you're talking about, and the car thing about the whole fucking car deal, mm-hmm. I wasn't there. I wasn't involved in it.
Lots of folks questioned by the police often don't know much about the law or even notice that the detectives are trying to influence them. In today's video, we'll check out a conversation with a guy who's pretty familiar with dealing with the cops. His name's Mark Denclau, and he used to lead the Gypsy Joker motorcycle club.
What's going on, fellas?
Well, obviously we're not from Portland. A couple things we need to do before we chat, and then we'll explain everything. You're with a motorcycle club. You have some affiliation with one, is that right?
I don't have any answers for questions like that.
Okay. Well, the reason I'm asking is that a few months back, a gentleman named Jeff Sudan, you know him? He threw your name out in conjunction with kind of a repossession of a car, or a collection of a car. Does that sound familiar to you?
No. Jeff Sudan almost might. I'm not sure about that. It seems like Sudan rings a bell somewhere, but no collections of a car. No, I don't know what you're talking about.
But where do you live, sir?
Down by Salem.
Okay. What's your address?
You answer. It's on my driver's license. It's one.
I don't have your driver's license.
You guys have my full.
The police are questioning Mark because a few months ago, they discovered the body of a man named Robert Huggins in a field. It all started on July the 1st, 2015, 20 miles north across the state line. Loggers found something terrible in the field in Clark County, Washington. It turned out to be the beaten body of a man named Robert Lee Huggins, who was known as Bagger Bob because he was a biker. After a lengthy investigation, they learned that Robert used to be part of the same club that Mark was president of. However, he got kicked out of the club for stealing money to support his heroin addiction. Robert was really upset about being expelled from the club, so he broke into Mark's house, tied up Mark's girlfriend, and stole money from their home. Mark got wind of what Robert had done, so he gathered some of his club members and confronted Robert, which ultimately resulted in Robert losing his life. The police found out about all of this because another member of the club, who was also struggling with a drug addiction, got arrested for drug possession. During a recorded phone call with his girlfriend, he revealed too much information about what had happened.
Okay. And you're living with a gal down there, is that right?
No, I kicked her out.
Oh,
she comes and stays. She stays, but she can only stay for 3 days at a time. She's kind of a transient.
Huh. Okay.
I took her off the lease, and the people that I rent the house from said she can only stay for 3 days at a time. So if somebody looks in the house, they'll see all her stuff in the bags and stuff all piled there on the floor.
When did you kick her out?
Which time? I've kicked her out a lot of times.
Numerous times?
Yeah, she just calls me and she's with no place to go and stuff, and get tugs on the heartstrings, and I pick her up and let her stay for a little while again. It's a love-hate thing.
Okay. So how long did she stay there before the in and out started?
She was there from the time I moved in until, well, I mean, not steady. She's never been steady there. She's always gets kicked out or moves out and goes and stays with somebody else for a while. She just kind of transients around.
And what's her name?
Nicole.
Okay, so this last time, how long was she?
So there's my background. That's it on Nicole. What else you want to know?
Okay.
Is Nicole the problem here? I mean, I know that she's had the cops over a few times.
Okay.
And she's had problems with the hospital and her.
Tell me about the hospital.
Well, if you don't know about it, then that's not what you're talking to me about. Do you know what I'm talking about? Is that what this is about?
No.
Is it about the other night?
It does involve Nicole. So
Okay.
I don't know what the hospital thing is, so if that's not part of Nicole's issues, then...
Okay.
The detective is questioning Mark, but Mark is frustrated and confused about why they've been brought in for questioning. The detective is trying to understand the length of the criminal's relationship with someone named Nicole. However, the criminal is hesitant to provide details and expresses discomfort about the situation. They mention that they were treated roughly and put in a room that felt like an asylum. The conversation leaves the criminal seeking clarity about the purpose of their interrogation. They told Mark he got handcuffed and brought in for questioning because Donna, the lady he lives with, apparently took his car. Mark thought it sounded strange because if that was true, he'd be the one who got hurt. Why would they arrest someone who's been hurt? Usually the police talk to a suspect about other stuff, so the suspect might think they got away with the first thing. This makes the suspect feel at ease, and they might answer questions without needing a lawyer.
I'm looking for the crime is what I'm looking for. What fucking car are you talking about, man?
I think it was an Acura. Does that sound
Okay, well, what about it?
Okay. She took off in an Acura.
No.
No? Okay.
You're wrong. I'm not gonna tell you the story because it's a personal story, and there's no crime that I'm not gonna press charges about anything.
Okay.
And I would be the only. In the story that you're talking about, there's only one person in the world that could press any charges about it, and that'd be me.
Okay.
And I'm not pressing any charges on her.
All right.
And nobody returned any car, and she never took any car from anywhere. So you got the story completely wrong first.
Okay.
So before you come talk to me about those kind of stories, you should get them right.
Okay.
Get them straight, man.
How would I get them right without chatting with you?
Well, because I'm not here to give you information. That's not what I'm about. I'm not a cop. I'm not going to sit here and feed you information. I don't know. I'm here for some reason. I don't know what your deal is, but you haven't explained that to me yet. Until then, I got no more answers for you about Nicole or cars or anything else.
The detective and Mark are talking, but things are a bit confusing. The detective doesn't understand why charges haven't been pressed by Mark, and Mark is hesitant to share information. They discuss a person named Jeff Sudan, but Mark doesn't know much about him. The detective shows Mark a picture of Jeff Sudan, which helps Mark understand who they're talking about. They talk about a situation involving Jeff and another guy, but Mark doesn't want to give away too much information. The detective asks about a time when a person named Nicole was at Mark's house and was harmed, but Mark says you should ask Nicole for that story. Mark also mentions that the detective has some details wrong, and that the detective should get information from the people involved. The detectives are figuring out why someone would want to harm Robert Huggins. They're talking to Mark and telling him that they're not just asking about the stolen car, they're also interested in the robbery that happened at his home. Mark understands that he's a victim of both the car theft and the home robbery. He's wondering why he got handcuffed and taken in for questioning.
Who did you tell about what did happen then?
Oh, God, tons of people, man.
Okay. Can you give me some examples?
No.
Okay.
No, I'm not going to sit here and name names for you, man. Mm-hmm. If you think I am, you're just barking up the wrong tree.
Okay.
You really are. But I'll tell you what I don't really understand why this stuff that you're talking about with this dude and the car stuff, why would that get handcuffs put on me?
Well,
why would those handcuffs go on me? What did I do that was illegal in any of that stuff? What did I even have to do with it? I wasn't even there for any of it. None of it. Okay. Not anything that you've talked about so far. I was a long way away from it. Okay. So why would I get handcuffs put around my fucking wrist for it?
Well, where were you when that happened then?
What, man, I know where you're talking about. I wasn't there involved in anything that happened if there was a story made up about this theft thing or whatever. Mm-hmm. If that's the story that you're talking about, and the car thing about the whole fucking car deal, mm-hmm. I wasn't there. I wasn't involved in it.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And I'm not going to tell you the story about it. You can get that from other people who want to tell stories.
Some of it we have.
I'm not going to.
So back in the middle of June, do you recall getting called by a FedEx guy from your house?
Yes, I know about the FedEx guy. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
sure.
tell me about that.
Man, I shouldn't even fucking... I'm not trying to... I'm not going to try to do anything that's going to get Nicole in any kind of trouble, man. Because I'm not here to try to get her in trouble, all right? Mm-hmm. If that's what this is all about. And I don't really understand, but I'll tell you one thing. You know what? If you want to hear this story from me, you get Nicole here too. Both of us in the same room.
It doesn't work that way.
Well, that's the only way.
That's not going to happen.
Because I'm not going to tell behind her back what this. I'd love to tell you the truth, but I don't want to do it behind her back. It's against my personal rules. I'm not going to sit here and talk to cops about anybody behind their back. But I would like to have her here so me and her could. So we can.
I'm a little bit confused too.
Nicole, tell them this and tell them that. I would do that in front of her to try to get this straightened out because I don't. You guys are just got the story is so fucked up. And if you really knew what the deal was, well, like I said, if you really knew what the deal was, you might. I don't know if you'd arrest Nicole or not, but I'm not going to get her arrested. You know, I'm not pressing no charges on her for anything that happened then. If that's what the deal is.
Mark is smarter than the detectives. At first, they wanted Mark to admit that he knew Robert had broken into his house. That would make a good reason for them. Mark knew this, so he said it was Nicole who did it. He even said she brought back some of the things she stole. It's a dangerous move because it means Nicole has to say the same thing to the police, which means she's confessing to stealing. Even after saying he knows it was Nicole, Mark still wonders why he's being questioned.
I'm not going to be your storyteller, you know. All I can tell you is you're barking up the wrong tree, and I don't even know what the fuck it has to do with you guys when if I'm not mad about the shit. If I forgave her for everything that you're talking about, I know about the car. You got the car story completely fucking wrong too.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But she was an asshole in that story, and I can't say I forgave her for it, but I sure as hell didn't go press no charges on her, and I was told to at the time. I was told by a lawyer to press charges on her, and I told the lawyer, I said, man, all my life I've been telling people don't use the cops to handle your business. So is this my price? Is this where I go? Go against my judgment and go have her fucking arrested or something like that to get my shit back. In any case, it's my own personal problems. I chose to live with them. I lost a lot because of the girl, you know what I mean? But I'm not pressing the charges, so I don't see why you guys care.
Okay. Who's her junkie friends that were helping her?
I'm not going to tell you names of people. You didn't hear me the first time? I'm not sitting here naming people for you. All I'm doing is telling you you got your stories really screwed up. And I don't even know why you care. Because I sure as hell ain't going to press no charges on her. I'm telling you that. So, if it's about Nicole, and why would I get handcuffed up and brought in like that if you guys are mad because Nicole went and bought a fucking car with my money or whatever the fuck might happen?
The detectives talked about Robert Huggins, who's also called Bagger Bob, for the first time since they began questioning.
Okay. Is Bagger Bob part of that? Part of her junkie friends?
Bagger Bob?
Yeah. That ring a bell?
Fuck, you're talking? Yeah, I know who that is. He's fucking the guy that got killed about a fucking year and a half ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was he one of the ones who set this up with Nicole?
Man, you're going to have to, if you're trying to like tie that into this or something like that, you're going to have to talk to Nicole about that.
Okay. Well, I was asking you because you said it was her junkie friends, and I assumed that meant you knew who.
No, not the kind of junkie that I heard he was. She's not that kind of a junkie.
Okay. Can you help? What kind of junkie is he?
I don't know. I'm sure you probably know better than I do.
So when you say her junkie friends.
Yeah, I'm not talking about any of our ex-fucking club brothers or anything like that.
Okay.
I'm talking about her friends, not my friends.
Got it. Okay. So was Bagger Bob one of your friends, not hers?
Well, like I said, actually, if now that fucking you're starting to bring his name into it, and he got killed, now I don't think I have any other questions to answer for you. Now I think having a lawyer here might be a good idea.
Okay. Sorry.
Yeah, I think that'd be a good idea if you're starting to ask questions about a dead guy.
Mark says he might need a lawyer because the police are asking about Robert. Most folks keep talking to the cops for a few reasons. First, they're curious about what the police know. They don't realize that a lawyer can get all the evidence the police have. Secondly, they think that they can talk their way out of trouble by answering questions to seem innocent. Lastly, some folks worry that asking for a lawyer will make them look like they did something wrong.
Okay. Well, let me clarify something with you.
Okay.
Do you want us to keep chatting, or do you want to talk to a lawyer? I need to know that.
Well, if you want to tell me what I'm doing here and what reason, I may try to help you out with that. But if you're going to keep me in the dark, well, then I got nothing else to say either.
Okay. So I still need to clarify with you that one point, because you mentioned a lawyer, and I need to know if you want a lawyer now or if we can keep chatting. This is what I need to know.
You can keep chatting. I'll keep listening a little longer before I call in a lawyer. Yeah.
Okay. When the FedEx guy called you. You came down to the house with a friend.
Yeah.
Oh, you went to your house by yourself? Or?
Absolutely.
Okay.
What did the FedEx guy tell you?
He said, "Fucking, I'm not gonna get into the story. I'm not gonna get into the story. I'm not gonna talk. I'm not gonna talk about it. That's Nicole. Nicole's gonna have to tell you that story if you want to hear something from her. If you got her all involved in this."
Well, Mark, let me say this. We have you're saying their stories, so whether they're true or not, that's what we're trying to find out. Okay.
Right.
That's our job.
Okay.
You realize that, right?
Sure.
And as cops, so if there's incidents happen, we got to figure out what's true and what's not.
Okay.
And we do that by talking with people.
Okay.
Obviously, that happened a while ago, so we've been working on this for a while, months.
Okay.
Okay. That story starts a much larger story that we have. Right, starts with at your house with a theft happening that includes Nicole being there, okay? And if there's a FedEx guy calls you, right? So this is where everything.
That's why I wish she was here, right? So she could straighten some of this.
So this has been going on for a while. And you keep telling us, talk to Nicole, get the story from her.
Well, if she's the one that's involved in the story, you need to talk to the players. Right. I'm not telling you to talk to her.
I understand.
I'm telling you to talk to whatever players you're talking about in your story there. You talk to them, and whoever you said rode there with me or whatever, talk to them. But you guys have got to also.
So over the last several months, well over half a year, we have talked to a lot of people.
Okay.
And we can tell you right now, Nicole's in front of a grand jury. Okay. There is, you say talk to her, we have. There's a story there.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that.
So I'm just letting you know that. So we have a story, so we want to get your side of it.
Ah, gotcha, okay.
So we know what's true and what's not true.
All right.
Questioning someone is kind of like a game of poker, where everyone's trying to outsmart each other. Sometimes detectives act a bit like poker players and pretend they know everything by saying someone else spilled the beans. If the person being questioned falls for this, they might spill the beans and admit to a version of the story that could lead to fewer or no charges. But it's tricky, because if the person catches the detectives telling a fib, they'll figure out the detectives didn't really have much and will end the interview.
So are we going to tell you everything that we know? Of course not.
Okay.
I don't think you would expect that.
All right. Well, what I do expect is for you to tell me where I fit in. What is my crime in these stories that you're talking about? What's my crime? Why the fuck did I get handcuffs put on me? I mean, I can hear you guys wanting to talk about this and that, wanting to get stories straight, but why am I getting treated like this? Why am I not? Why did you call me up and ask me to come in and talk? Why did you come and have me?
Would you have come and chatted with us?
I would have came in. I definitely would have came in, but I probably would have talked to you.
Okay.
And I'm not really talking to you now. I really don't have any answers for your stories. I'm not going to straighten your stories out for you and stuff. Especially unless I find out what the hell my part of it is. I'm interested in my own self, you know what I mean? And what do you mean Nicole's in front of a grand jury? What are you talking about? Like right now, she's sitting in front of a grand jury?
That's right.
Oh, what?
Shortly
is my dog safe?
No, your dog is safe.
Okay, good. Excellent. That's very important to me. Okay, so now what?
Well,
I'm not. Am I arrested for anything?
You're being detained at this point.
Okay, but I'm not under arrest quite yet.
That's correct.
Okay, then I don't need a lawyer quite yet.
Mark is definitely mistaken. You absolutely should have a lawyer with you when the police are asking you questions.
She is indicated that certain things took place after this robbery, theft, whatever it was, the one where the FedEx guy came to the house, and I think he wanted to call the police, and she said, no, please call Mark. And I think is that right?
I'm not going to say whether that's right now. But
is that your understanding?
I'm listening to your story.
Okay. And from there, the series of events unfolded involving one of your club brothers, or former club brothers. Okay. And that's where some of this comes about, and it's up to you to clarify for this what all took place, because there's fingers.
Man, you know what? The story that you're talking about is somebody else's story.
Okay.
But you're going to have to talk to somebody else.
Who do you suggest we chat with?
I'm not throwing names. I told you. It's somebody else's story. You're the cop. Figure it out. Talk to somebody else. It's not my story. I'm not
I think you know that we've got it pretty well figured out. The question is, you're in a bit of a hole. We're trying to offer you a ladder to get out of this hole.
Man,
okay?
you
Because
are so
here we've got
confused.
Nicole sitting in front of a grand jury right now, and she's testifying to them.
Okay.
We know what she's going to tell them. We
Okay.
presume. That's not an issue. We have other people we've talked to, and I think you know who most of those people are.
Well, you think wrong, but anyway, okay.
Okay. You're.
There's several others, either now or shortly, are sitting in rooms like you are.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Well, tell me something that means something to me.
Well,
None of this means much to me so far. And Nicole, man, you know, she's got real problems, you know, and her problem is she's sitting in front of a grand jury right now. Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure her problems are going to probably unfold in front of them. So in any case, whatever, man. Talk to me about that later after she gets out of the grand jury. You'll see what I'm saying. Nicole's got some serious problems, and she's got some serious lying problems. And if all her lies blow up in her face today, well, it's about time. Maybe that'll help her out a little bit. Maybe this whole experience will help her quit making up bullshit and telling lies. So anyway, that's enough about Nicole for me. You got her in front of a grand jury. You got all the story you need from her. Now, what else would you like from me?
Mark's just sitting around, waiting for the police to come and tell him if they think he did something wrong. He wants to ask for a lawyer, but he's scared of seeming guilty. He hopes the detectives will say something that gives him a good reason to ask for a lawyer. The detectives are onto this, so they haven't accused him of anything, and they've been pretty unclear in their questions.
Well, I guess that depends on what you're willing to talk to us about. You don't want to give us names, so I'm not sure how we can talk about the folks that you think we should go talk to.
I don't think you should go talk to anybody. I don't care what you do, man. I really do not care what you do. You're not telling, what am I doing sitting here? You haven't even told me that yet. Why am I here? Because of things that happened to me? I'm here because of stuff that happened to me.
Yes.
What happened to you?
You guys are telling the stories. You're telling the stories.
We haven't said anything happened to you. What happened to you?
Well, you said I was the one that showed up with somebody else in a car or something like that when the FedEx man called and stuff. You're telling me the story. Wouldn't that be something else to me?
I thought you meant like you committed a crime. Or something.
You are a cop to the bone. You're a cop to the bone. That's funny, man. Yeah. I'm acting like I committed a crime.
I think you misunderstood me, Mark.
Well, I think that
you said something happened to me. A crime.
Check it out. I think that you guys have your stories really screwed up, really confused, and I think that you're going to find that out. You're going to find. I believe if they got
help us help you.
If anybody's got
you with that.
Nicole, if anybody's got Nicole better, you should go maybe watch that little deal and see what you got in front of you there.
Well, help us
and
get
maybe
the
you'll
story
figure out
what
kind of bullshitter you've got and junkie you've got in front of you, and fucking in the end, then come tell me that I did something. You know, I don't even know you haven't told me that I did anything wrong yet. Do you suspect me of something?
Well, help us get this unconfused.
Because if you suspect me of doing a crime, let me know so I can get a lawyer. You know what I mean?
Okay. I don't think we've accused you of committing a crime.
No, you haven't. And that's why I'm still looking at these marks on my wrists and going, man, what a way to treat somebody who's not suspected of doing a crime.
Okay.
You know?
So help us get this thing unconfused. Because you're saying, go talk to people, but we don't know who to talk to.
Here you go.
Okay.
All right, man. I'm going to help you get unconfused, all right? If you think that I did something wrong, anything, okay, any kind of crime, let me get my lawyer over here, and I will tell my lawyer, you know what, give these guys a lie detector test. Just take a lie detector test. Don't make these cops suspect the wrong people. So if you guys think I did anything wrong, hit me with a lie detector test or something. I've got nothing to fucking hide.
Now it's Mark's turn to pretend in these questions. Sometimes the person being questioned might say, just hook me up to the lie detector test. They do this to trick the police, trying to make it seem that they're really sure about their answers and not afraid of a machine that can reveal if they're lying or not.
I got nothing to hide, and I just got nothing to say. It's against my fucking nature to sit here and talk to cops. Now, I told you more than I probably wish I would have already, okay? I should have even told you my name. You know what I mean? You got my name. You're playing games. You don't need to know my name. You knew my name before you brought me in here. In any case, if you think I did something, and you really do, if you really think I did something wrong, then you guys maybe maybe think about giving me a lie detector test and see, lay it out, lay what you think I did out on a lie detector test. I just want a lawyer there just to make sure that I'm doing the right thing or whatever. But I'm willing to do that just so you guys don't bark up the wrong tree. But I'm not willing to sit here and tell you stories like some piece of shit rat. Okay? You got your world, I got mine. Mm-hmm. In my world, rats are pieces of shit. I'm not going to sit here telling on Nicole. I'm not going to sit here telling on anybody. I'm not going to sit here telling on anybody for anything.
Did she tell you that Bagger was one of the people who came and tied her up?
I'm not going to answer any more questions for you.
Okay. At all, or just about that incident?
I think the truth is, I think I'll just not answer anymore at all and have you guys arrest me so I can see what the hell I'm under arrest for if you're not going to tell me. Because I want to know where I fit in. You know, I hear what you're barking at and stuff, and I don't really understand some of the stuff, why in the hell you even care about it, because I'm not going to press no charges on anybody, so I don't even know why you guys even give a shit. But I am interested in what the hell I'm going to get arrested for, so arrest me for it so we can go from there.
The detectives, as a final attempt, questioned Mark about his dealings with Robert. They were crossing their fingers that Mark would admit he didn't like Robert, or they had problems. Mark should have kept quiet and asked for a lawyer right away. But he's been smart and hasn't spilled any more info that could be used against him.
I'm not going to tell stories about the club and this and that and why, I'm telling you, I've already told you the common stuff. This is what pretty much everybody knows. It ain't hard for you guys to find out that the fucking guy got kicked out of our motorcycle club. Sure. That is not hard to find out.
When's the last time you were actually eyes on with Bagger? Was he a club member then, or was it after? Did he ever flip you off at some stop sign?
At the same time he was going. I saw him when he was going out.
Okay.
I saw him go. He was and wasn't at the same time. Okay. The last time I saw him,
that's the last time.
He was until he told him get the fuck out of here, and then he wasn't. So I saw him. He was and wasn't that same day. That's the last time I've ever seen him.
Okay. Did he ever come by and vandalize anything of yours?
No.
Okay.
Hell no. Bagger.
Well, is he a cheap shot guy, or is he someone?
I really don't know, and like I said, I'm not going to answer questions about Bagger.
Okay, but he never did anything to you.
No.
Okay, you never went eyes on with him again after that when he was out of the club.
He respected me, I think, and he talked very nice to me anytime I ever saw him. I'll tell you that me and him never had a bad word. In the end, I found out he was a piece of shit junkie.
Right.
So I admit I hold that against him because I spent a lot of time with the guy and stuff and kind of gave him my heart, sort of like, and so when people just really disgrace us like that and stuff, it leaves a real bad taste in my mouth. I will admit that. But that's the end of it. When you're done with us, you're just done. So anything that happened too much of that, I have no idea. Like I said, one thing about our motorcycle club is when you're done with us, you're just done with us. We got no time for you. We got no words for you. You won't be getting any more calls. Nothing. You know what I mean? You're done. And Bagger's just one of a lot of guys that the same kind of shit happens to. It's part of the life.
Okay.
Finally, Mark and some folks on the club got caught and accused of murder. The biker club got busted by the police, and they found proof of lots of bad stuff that they did over the years. Nicole and some others decided to cooperate with the prosecutors. In return, they get shorter prison sentences. Mark, on the other hand, got a life sentence for his part in the crime. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.